So things are not looking great for Zion Williamson. So we all know Zion Williamson up to this point is like injured. We don't know when he's going to be back. It's rumored the man is trying to eat his way out of New Orleans. And he might have tanked his trade value like a scary amount. A scary amount. Is what it's been reporting. His asking price is crazy. Especially when you look at what Zion used to be worth. So, anyway, before we get on to it, if you guys are new to the channel, subscribe. We are trying to hit 10,000 subscribers by the end of the month, and we are doing Hoopsmiths to do that. What is Hoopsmiths? It is when we upload 10 news videos every day for the month of December, lads. And we might start, when I get back home, we might start putting the Christmas music in the background, the Hoopsmiths news videos. But we are trying to hit 7,275 by the end of the day. Right now, we are 8 subscribers of that. But if you guys did not see, from Hoops Hype, NBA Exec would only give up one first-round pick. When the NBA executives told Hoops Hype, New Orleans should move McCollum, and they'll likely move Ingram for proven player. Yet, as always, the success of the Pelicans hinges on the health of Zion, who another NBA executive told Hoops Hype he'd only consider trading one first-round pick for. Is this linking back to the same article? Yeah, obviously trade candidates in 2025 from Hoops Hype. But yeah, the expectations around industry circles in New Orleans, Zion Williamson was left his agent not even 2 full seasons into the max contract that affords the Pelicans numerous escape routes out of the deal will choose. WME's Bill Duffy's his new agent. That is kind of crazy. And it just shows Zion Williamson's value is close to zero. The guy's not in shape. The guy's not... It's only going to be a matter of time until it actually affects how he plays long term. That it's not like, he can still come back and be an all-star. Because Zion Williamson has never hit the peak of his second season. Zion Williamson was 20 years old. I repeat, he was 20 years old at his peak. The man peaked at 20. A lot of people argue, because we saw how good he was to start his rookie year, a lot of people argue the man peaked at Duke. And there is a genuine argument for that. And the guy firing his agent, who did the greatest agent job, I think, in the history of sports, Zion Williamson played one full season. And it was a season with no fans in the stadium in essentially, almost all the world was in lockdown. He played a full season that year. The Pelicans have made the playoffs twice. Zion Williamson has played 5 NBA seasons? I think he's played 5 NBA seasons. The Pelicans have made the playoffs twice in Zion's 5 NBA seasons. He's played 0 playoff games. He's played 0. And he has not been healthy either the last 2 years, and he's not healthy again this year. He will likely not be eligible for an all-NBA team for a 3rd season in a row. He's not going to make it anyway, but he won't be eligible. While the Pelicans are the worst team in the Western Conference. They are literally worse than the tanking Jazz. The Jazz, who tanked so badly that they call a timeout on a game winner, are in fact better than the Pelicans. That's the most shameless tanking I've seen since... Was it the Knicks and the Wizards in 2019, if you guys don't remember? Did they played against each other, and I can't remember what exactly happened. It was the game in London, but I can't remember. They were both trying to lose, and whoever it was put up a floater to win the game. It was a 1-point game. I think it was the Wizards maybe put up a floater, and somebody genuinely went in. It was not going anywhere near the basket. Ran in and goaltended it to make sure as hell they lost the game. Because they were trying to tank. I've never seen anything worse. And that's the worst tanking I've seen. But the timeout during a game winner is up there. But we say all that, and the Jazz are still better than the Pelicans. And Zion Williamson's value is next to 0. And the Pelicans, I don't know what they're going to do. 1 first-round pick, will that get you Zion? If I'm the Pelicans, I'm waiting for the draft. And I'm looking at, the draft is probably going to go... top 3 is probably going to be, or top 4 is probably going to be Flag, Demon, Bailey, and Harper. In whatever, obviously Cooper number 1, whatever order you want those next 3. That's probably the way the draft is going to be. And if I was the Pelicans, I would see who gets the 5th pick and try offload Zion to them. Because if you can get like the 5th pick, and it depends on what you're looking for. If you're looking for a guard like Nolan Traore is at the minute there, but I think Ben Saraf is going to be there by the end of the year. So you can look at a Ben Saraf. You can look at, if you want just pure athleticism and defense and wing defense, you can look at a VJ Edgecombe. And I think that 5th pick is probably the sweet spot for what you can get for Zion Williamson right now. Because the Pelicans are screwed. Zion himself is screwed. Like, there's no way. A lot of people are like, oh, it's the fault of, it's actually the NBA's fault for sending him to New Orleans. That's the reason he put on weight. Why is he the only player who has weight issues on the New Orleans Pelicans? Why? How can a professional athlete, like, it doesn't matter what food they have in the area. Just, you're making $50 million a year. Pay a private chef $75K a year to cook meals for you, and then give them $25K to spend on food for the year, which is still a crazy amount. That's $500 a week on food. That should get you the best quality everything. Give them $25K. Give them $100K, but that includes buying the food. And they have to show all the receipts to show it's high quality stuff. I don't know, something like that. But at this stage, you are worth $100 million. You have a signature shoe with Nike. Well, Jordan brand, but it's still Nike. You have everything. And you have managed to tank your value to 1 first-round pick. 1. And I'm not saying not a lottery pick, not anything. You have tanked your value to 1 first-round pick. Man, New Orleans, you should have traded Zion for number 1 last year. You gave up Dyson Daniels to get DeJounte. Imagine giving up Zion for, I don't know, 1 and DeJounte. I actually think they would have made that trade. Imagine if you still got DeJounte, you could use 1 on anyone you want. You could use it on a Zachary Risachet. And you still have Dyson Daniels there, and you've still got DeJounte, and your team's looking 100 times better than it is right now. But yeah, the usual. Zion Williamson, I mean, the man is one of the many players like the Sean Kemps of the world, these freak athletes who, unfortunately, instead of finding the weight room and, finding the whatever supplements LeBron has used to de-age himself, basically, instead of finding those stuff, he found the food. It's unfortunate. It is unfortunate because now his value is so low, the Pelicans aren't even going to trade him because they're going to say it's not worth it. He's screwed himself.